Here we are. Woo woo! Hello, 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 you guys. You know it's your awesome Queen DJ. We are here live with another special interview guest. It's the one and only Treasure. Yes. Ma'am.
Hey, you feel the
Look how
phone
much
dropping?
treasure she is.
He doesn't want us to be great. There we are.
It's all good. We still here. You still
We're
treasure.
still here. We still
Um,
present.
Yeah, once again, you guys, this is Treasure. We do, oh, Lord have mercy, my mom's calling me. No, don't call me. Lord have mercy. Everything is just going everywhere right now. Treasure. So, long story short, you guys, I met Treasure actually through Asaya Alston, sorry. And we were at Black History Month at her university, and she did a lovely, wonderful piece right then. And me and you know, crazy bond. I gave you a crazy big hug. And remember, I told you, I said, the moment I met you, I said, we're going to do something. We're going to do something grand. We're going to collab. You don't know when, but it already happened. So that's how I met her instantly. She spoke that word, put that word to life, and had people really in the moment and time of silence and getting that flow going. So my number one question, just like how everybody asked me, well, who the heck are you, Treasure? And why are you here?
Oh my God. I actually don't know. No, I'm kidding. I am and there's an amazing picture of us out there floating too. I think someone took an amazing picture of us, and I love that picture. This is my little spiel for me. I am a mommy. I am a poet. I am a baker sometimes. I do nails sometimes. But mostly I am a huge advocate of human rights. And one of my constants is mental illness. So I talk about that all the time. It's all through my poetry. If you've heard a lot of my pieces, you know that. It's also a huge just part of who I am. So I love to talk about me. So why not just talk about what else there is about me? So that's just the basics. But of course, I'm just this complex bag of bones.
I'm just so thankful to have you in this time and space because just like last week, this week we're going right back to a nice soulful moment to have some mindfulness and really touch upon our minds and hearts. And what I really enjoy about you, Treasure, is that you get into the depths and the grips of that, not just in your poetry, but just in your lifestyle. I'm also familiar that you have a every week Thursday check-in program that you hosted. Tell a little bit about that too.
It's my baby. It's like my brainchild. It came from my brand Evolu Culture does live dope and mics every month. Obviously, once COVID hit, there was no such thing as open mic anymore. There's no such thing as being in front of people. As an artist myself, I was still working. I know a lot of artists that weren't able to work. I was still blessed to be able to go to a job every day. But then that also came with other struggles, like not seeing my daughter for 2 months, not seeing my family members for 2 months because I didn't want to, infect them. We didn't know what this thing was yet. So I took every precaution possible, but that meant, taking a back seat on parenting. And that just killed me. And a lot of people were saying, it started out with a lot of people saying, if you didn't do anything during this pandemic, you ain't working or you ain't doing enough. If you haven't written a book, if you ain't created, a gallery of art, you're not doing something right. And I'm like, I just want you to be alive to tell the stories to your grandchildren and children and, to see your family members again at some point, to travel again at some point. I just want you to be alive. I lost 4 friends to suicide due to COVID. Artists who didn't know what to do because they couldn't be artists anymore. And that was a super hard pill to swallow for me. So I create a space where you don't have to perform. You don't have to feel, pressured to do these things that maybe you've always done and you've never taken a break. This is the time to take a break. Let's talk about, where you are mentally. Let's talk about why you don't want to write. Let's talk about maybe why you're writing like crazy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about everything. And it gives a very safe space. I don't care what your opinions are. I don't care what your religious background is. I don't care who you are. You can join this space and speak your shit.
Yeah. And I like that you bring that topic up too about the mental health struggles, especially. There are a lot of trials and tribulations with us inside of ourselves. How can we even work with the outside when we can't even work within?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that you gravitate to that inspiration, that motivation to really pull it out of you and use it as fuel. So what made you start looking into that and making it into pretty much an art itself through your words? What was the beginnings of that?
It was honestly a lot of trial and error. Nothing happens overnight. I am a empath, and that and in learning that about myself, I also learned my limitations and what I can and cannot take in and what I can and cannot do. And that was a huge learning process, understanding your limitations, but also holding yourself accountable.
Yes.
I have come to a very healthy place of holding myself accountable for my not just mistakes, but for the decisions that I make, because we all know we do live in, America. You have freedom of speech, you have freedom of weaponry to do whatever you need to do, but you do have to understand that there are rules. And there, whether it be written rules or unsaid rules of what comes with those actions. So you can say whatever the hell you want, but you just have to be prepared that somebody has the right to also then have a rebuttal and say something back to you that you may or may not like. Mm-hmm. And for me, it became, I say it a lot in my on Thursdays. I could go online now and lay it all bare, tell you everything, every indiscretion, every whatever, lay it all bare, and would not care about the comments, wouldn't care about what I would get back. Mm-hmm. Can you do the same? Yeah. So it's like when you get to that comfortable place in your body where you are just so, look, this is me, this is who I am. I believe then you feel more comfortable talking about mental health and talking about it. Mm-hmm. Catch me 5 years ago, there was no talking about suicide attempts and or even saying that word out loud. Wow, yeah. My triggers were different. Now I'm old enough to maneuver around them, to be able to talk about them in a healthy way. Like we have conversations now. We don't just argue or debate for the sake of debating. It's for the sake of being healthy mentally. So if you have to get it out and say, well, today I want the world to burn. That's how you feel today. Tomorrow it might be I'm happy, rainbows and sunshine. And you're entitled to all of those feelings. Everybody has a right to their story, for their story to be told. That's true. So no matter right, wrong, indifferent, negative, whatever, you have a right to that. So I love giving people the platform to tell pieces of their story, so we have insight on who we are.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And I like the way that you really thought, not just the whole small picture, but really took a step back and looked at the whole image of the situation. And I like that you're the type, you are fair to the square. Mm-hmm. And you do. Treasure does lay it out. That's who she is. That's just her livelihood. She sticks with the truth. And I really do like that, because it makes us feel comfortable to really branch and really understand that all of us are pretty much in the same thing. It's just may look different, but we're really in the same boat. Mm-hmm. And we could keep on rambling, but I think we're gonna need a little bit of the taste of treasure. I heard that you're gonna give us a new piece tonight. A little special piece.
Okay. I'm actually gonna let you pick. Okay. So everything I did a show a couple days ago. I've had a beautiful week, performance wise, and just feeling loved. And this is just finishing it up, and I'm so grateful. And I love you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. But everything I've written recently is very women focused.
Yeah.
is very like, we're angry, we're mad. It's how I've been feeling about a lot of things lately. So I wrote, I have four pieces.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you choose.
Okay.
Do you want me to sing?
Mhm.
Or you want me to just say it? So those are your choices. I can either sing, because that obviously involves a poem. If you don't know me, I sing in a lot of my poems.
Yeah, you did. Actually, I think you gotta hear that. I think
Okay.
I gotta hear you sing because it's gonna bring that fire right out.
All right. So we're gonna go with this one that probably my most recent controversial one, but it's okay.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about it after.
All right.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
My heart is sad and lonely, darling. For you I sigh, for you, dear, only. I tell you, I mean it. I wish I could be all for you. My body and soul is still healing. Keeping my foot on your neck, since the only neck you're worried about has nothing to do with your shoulders. I will choose being a woman over being black any day, because my blackness never protected any woman. My struggling, trying to scrub your sins off my skin, wishing to be rid of the color. Melanin confuses me anyway. What kind of God allows a being the strength to give birth just to snatch their choice away? Men of every color has taken my choice away. So politely, I say I don't care about your race war. Women have periods heavier and longer than your convictions. You grow up wanting to be better than the men you've never known. Who is your example? Forgetting the tears between your mother's legs from eyes that never really saw her, ears that never really listened. Don't ignore the motherless men. They have silent power too, conflicted hearts and pain that becomes hate. But women, they will never be like you. For the real ones, I give you Father's Day and nothing more. Because it took my mother second try to find him. It took me 10 years to acknowledge him, 10 more years to understand every word he spoke into me. So I stand before you, a proud hypocrite, because the love of my life is better than a lot of you men still ignoring the little boy on the inside. My daddy would agree with every word. You are silly. Silly.
Look, I think I just did it for the folks in the comments.
Silly.
I don't know about y'all. I don't think y'all. Look, I don't think y'all ready for treasure right now. We just started now. We just started.
Listen.
Y'all, look, Sean said you can catch these vibes, bro.
He already knows.
Definitely. So you definitely, you gotta put us in your shoes. When and how, like, tell me, how did you get the whole process and grasp into writing this piece right now? When did you do it, actually?
So, this piece came initially, I was watching Hamilton with my brother.
Okay.
And I got into my bag about when it's the song look around how we are, right? So she talks about if she got a chance to speak to the forefathers, she would tell them to include women in the sequel. And it made me remember, like, women of every age, whatever, no matter how far ago, what's that, 1700s, had nothing. Even with voting, we had nothing. And I said it in my show last night. I'm very angry right now with men, black men specifically, and I don't have any qualms saying that, because this whole Meg Thee Stallion thing is
Yeah.
very triggering for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a shame.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why girls don't talk, because let's take away the fact that she didn't want them to get shot because, again,
Yeah.
America. Um, let's take away the fact that she didn't, you know, her stature, obviously, you don't want
Mhm.
more on you than, you need. But
Exactly.
also the fact that you can have the evidence
Mm-hmm.
to back yourself up. It was video. We talk about video a lot as people of color. No, if it's on video and they're not convicting, then they hate us. It's on video. The girl is leaking. She's walking and leaking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Photoshop. And sis said
Mm-hmm.
she didn't get shot. And how do you get shot in your foot and not die? And all this other foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me really sad. It made me really angry. But this was even prior to Meg the Stallion. I just did the injustice of women
Yes.
and them not getting what they need or deserve sometimes because of, you know,
I know.
America. And I'm not blaming on America, but it's like we feel disenfranchised as, black people. We even further disenfranchise the little factions of ourselves
Yes.
genderly. That's not even a word. Gender wise. We're not even gonna discuss, the LGBTQIA family.
Yes.
We're not gonna discuss, the trans family.
Yes.
And it's just like, so like we talked about unification last night, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
we have to get to some type of agreement, and put some of the stuff aside, egos aside specifically,
Yeah.
and let's get to some type of agreement, because this is crazy.
Yeah.
But the poem, yeah, it started out as me being very angsty, women poet,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to get some shit out. And the first line, which says, "I will choose being a woman over being black any day," I meant that. At the time, I meant it,
Mm-hmm.
because I love my skin, I love my color, I love my melanin. But sometimes, as a woman, sometimes as anybody, you don't like that shit. You don't like that shit. Having a vagina is tough. Um, it's hard.
You know why?
It comes with a lot. Oh, but also having a penis comes with a lot.
Exactly.
So we're not ignoring. But for me, this
Mm-hmm.
piece was specifically like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I want to be a woman right now. I don't want to be black. I don't want to be anything, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't respect me. You don't give me any of my choices, my rights. And that
Yeah.
goes for, and the reason I took color out of it and I didn't make it about color is
Yeah.
because for me, women's rights are not about color. Say
Color.
what you
Yeah.
want. Um, a lot of the rights women face, even, I mean, of course, we hope we have a conversation of black women and the treatment they get from doctors,
Yeah.
versus a
Yeah.
white woman. The reason people want to do home births now versus,
Exactly.
births. But I am blessed enough to have had my child. It was almost 10 years. I've
Mm-hmm.
had my child, and Beth Israel would just won an award for maternity. They have a great maternity ward. They have amazing nurses. I was privileged to have great people look out for me. It's not always the case. So while I do understand there's like these factions of the faction,
Yeah.
what I'm talking about is just being a girl, just being a woman, just being a girl. Take the color out, take the whatever out. I can talk to a girl that's white, Indian, Spanish, whatever, and there's
Mhm.
something that
Well,
we share. You know,
yep.
there's something that we share.
Yeah, it's that woman. That's what I really love. What you acknowledge. You acknowledge the womanhood, where we all pretty much, live in a daily base. It's already one thing, just the internal, um, hormonal
Mm-hmm.
nature to it. The hormones can be a battle, but
Listen.
it's just so fascinating how you visualize and is create these images vividly to give us this whole journey about womanhood, especially in this particular piece. I like how you said our menstrual is longer than your conviction. Dude, yeah, that like seriously, what made you think that exact line?
So I talk. I hold a lot of weight, right?
Mhm.
As a mom, I hold a lot of weight. And I realized the weight that I hold because I am a girl mom. And that alone, and we talked about hormones just now, so that kind of brought that up, where I say, a woman's period is longer and heavier than your convictions because you let's use the words the children use, they be capping and and talking and talking and talking, but it's not matching up with the action or the whatever else you're talking about. So it kills me. And it's like I do this thing every month when I try to explain the hormonal stuff that happens in your body. Girls get about a good week of their body to themselves because you're going through 2 weeks of just pre whatever, and then another 2 weeks of just getting your body ready to do whatever. So it's like we got a good maybe 3 days where we feel just great. And it's, again, I'm not complaining. We're educating. We're giving these people, the tools to understand. Maybe stop calling her a bitch because she has her period and try to understand what's going on in her body.
With her body,
And not on a, you don't got to be gross about it and be like, oh, so your hormones are doing this and your uterine lining. No.
No.
Just be a little nicer. Be a little kinder. Get some chocolate. And you're going to be okay. But no, that's really where that came from because I was tired. Like I was tired.
I feel you. And I really like when you really give us that and you give us that realness. Put us right into the whole thing. And I know I should have warned the viewers, but hey, I'm not gonna warn y'all nothing because I told you she tells the truth. It is the truth. That's just what it is. So I already warned you with that. But you guys, it's just I love the essence. You get raw with it. You get real in depth with it. And once again, Treasure, I just love that you bring reality. You bring us to reality. I think some artists that I commonly see has like, oh, the birds, oh, the days, but you just tell it like it is. You tell us this is exactly what we need. And how did you get to this point of saying, what, this is what people need? Was it something internally that told you, I need to nip this to the bud? Like, was it your frustration that keeps this energy going and such?
It was a deep frustration because I've always been super fiery. Like you touched about birds and the bees. My grandmother always told me they tell you about the birds and the bees, but they never tell you about the snakes in the grass.
Yeah.
So it's like I was raised in a very open environment that embraced all my crazy, all my drama. You don't know, I'm a theater girl. My degrees are in theater and communication. So it's like always been in a play, always been, practicing lines, singing at the top of my lungs, probably annoying the crap out of my grandmother. But it was always embraced. No one told me to shut up really until I was like high school. My dad was like, look, we're gonna give you your own floor in the house because you're just loud. But it was always because I was embraced. And then we all go through those phases of, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm ugly, don't embrace me because I'm worthless. And then at that pivotal point in my life, I was in a very abusive relationship as well. So because of that, it further resonated the whole don't talk, don't speak up for yourself. You're nothing, you're nobody. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. And when I got out of that, and then had my daughter, it was like, oh, I'm never shutting up. I'm never gonna be quiet. You gonna have to kill me. To get me to stop talking or being vocal about how I feel. And I love nowadays having the unpopular opinion or having the opinion that's neither here nor there. And it's not that I don't care. I said it last night. I just can't hold it. I can't be angry all the time and angsty all the time. It's not healthy for me. It's for me. Certain things work for different people. Certain things I don't like to get into if it is a mixed crowd because majority rules in emotions as well. So
That's
if you're
true.
in front of somebody and said, listen, I still, like I said last night, I felt very scared to say I love my best friend who's a cop, my
Yeah.
best friends that are in corrections,
Mm-hmm.
and my friend, my family that are cops and in corrections. So it's like, just to say that, oh, you're excusing, I'm not excusing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you what I know
No. Yep.
and what the love I know is.
Mm-hmm.
And the work that they do every day, not just out of their communities, but in their communities, in
Yeah.
the places that they work, in the places where they do affect change.
Yes.
So that was, a very hard thing to relate to realize that I can't be as, supportive, because again, if you're too supportive of something that the majority doesn't like, then what are you doing?
Exactly. So here's another. Let's get another good vibe from you. You're gonna tell us another one because I know you
Yeah,
had another.
I got more. I got more. We're gonna go with a little short ditch, but
Oh.
it throws a punch though.
Mm-hmm.
It's called "I Am Not Water." Pop in the background. Stop comparing women to the ocean. You won't let them live in it, sit in it. You won't let it make them clean. Once legs are open, you bury them in quicksand. From childhood, we're taught even rats become masters. Girls now ninjas who only give you splinters. Is it a cat or a rat? In desperation, they both eaten garbage. Stop comparing women to the women you feared. Your mama couldn't change her mind, but I can. Your grandmother never apologized for the things she meant, so don't look for me to correct behavior. Keep your hands to yourself, queen. Defensive wounds ain't a grave, right? Did you not learn from your own trauma, king? She'll be broken after bones are mended, just like the women that raised you. I did what you did. I said what you said. So can the cat eat the rat now, or are we both just desperately eating garbage?
Mm.
That sounds better when it's said out loud.
The funny part, I did the same myself. When I do some RPs, I'm like, you know what? It was a little better than when I had
Just
some.
not bad.
That's just being an artist, isn't it funny?
And you know what's crazy? Like, my boyfriend read everything, because I had a whole lineup. I was so excited. Yeah. And he's like, oh, I love this one. Like, this. And I'm like, really? Like, that's good. He's like, yeah. And in my head, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I do it a second time. I'm like, oh,
that's just the beauty. That's just the So definitely give us the whole scoop of how we got into this piece and what made you write this one.
Ooh. This is actually a combination of one-liners that were in my notes. Okay. And that just so happened to go together. I'm a huge fan of, like, wordplay and all that stuff. And like when I said from childhood, we're taught even rats become masters. Yeah. And it's like Master Splinter from, and it's like, I was like so excited when I wrote that, because I'm like, bars,
There you go.
And then, like, you follow with girls now ninjas who only give you splinters, and it's like, that line really came in correlation, obviously, with the Ninja Turtles line. But
yeah, I'm gonna say Ninja Turtles.
Right. It also became a thing that was like, cooties. I think it's very childlike. In a couple of these lines. And I had a conversation with my mom about, like, the rat and the cat. And she was like, I was thinking something. And my mom's very, very cerebral. So she was like, I was thinking something. And, I thought about it, like, in the backyard. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, no, think about it. So when I sent her this poem, and she was like, this is why you're my child, because you take my ramblings and you do wonders with them. But so yeah, I wish this was like a really, like, in-depth type of thing, but this one really came from, like, one-liners that I had all through my notes, and I was like, I need to do stuff because I hate unfinished work. So yeah, I need to do stuff with the unfinished work.
I just love that. I really love that about you. You just know how to just grip grab and collab.
Right.
And it brings me to my final question, but
Mm-hmm.
never the last. How do you change the world with your words, with your art, with your rhythm, with your whole mindful spirituality? How do you change the world, Treasure?
I don't stop. And it's probably the most cliche thing to say, but because of my journey, I don't stop. Because I realized if I stop, like stop believing,
Yeah.
stop practicing, stop everything, I would explode. I would implode. I wouldn't be here anymore. And I say that people think I say, "Oh, you always saying that." No, it's serious. I would not exist if I literally just did what everyone said. That I said that I wouldn't do. The person that speaks the worst to you is yourself sometimes. I am a huge proponent of that. I will psych myself out of something. I'll be like, I don't got the money to do it. I don't have the impact. I don't have the followers. I don't have anything to do any of it. And then it becomes nothing. But I realized if this small, I started my business, my donut business, Trey's Golden Confections, with one pan because one day I felt like making donuts. And I wanted to have something to do with my daughter. It became a business. And we may have upgraded to 5 or 6 pans, or 2 or 3, depending on how I'm feeling. Throw stuff away. But knowing that something like that can start from something so small, and because I was just determined, also I was grossly unemployed, and I said I need to do something. So I started making donuts and selling punchy cream. If anybody knows punchy cream, it's like coquito for my Dominicans and my Spanish people. And that season is coming up, so get ready, guys. I'm introducing flavors this year.
We're gonna have to talk after.
Yes. But yeah, no, I don't stop. To my detriment sometimes, because I love to over exhaust myself and include myself in everything. Yes, girl, I'm gonna do it. Yes, I'm gonna do it. But again, I'm also learning to say no.
Yeah.
To be proud of me for that, I'm learning to say no. But it's grind time. I realize my life is this balancing act of great news and a little bit of stress. Great news, a little bit of stress. Opportunities, a little bit of stress. And I need that to keep going. I think if my life was anything else, I'd be bored.
Exactly. Well, there you have it. It is the one and only Treasure. You guys, you can please follow her right here on her Instagram at I_yo_Tread. She'll inform you with every single event you do, including her donuts, by the way. You can hit her up right here, message her, follow her. Just even if you need something inspirational, she posts many, many inspiration and some businesses too as well. So big promoter too. So definitely, you guys, if you ever wanted to even do the check-in that she hosts every Thursday, I definitely go sometime. I actually went with last night. We had such a great time. Everybody was talking about my chopsticks. But yeah, you would know the joke if you was there. So definitely, please come to the awesome, program. It's really wonderful. Treasure has a huge, huge, amazing heart, body and soul. And most importantly, too, by the way, she was also included in the album, which was so, so lovely. I got to promote and share that as well. Let me give that real quick. Boom. You guys can see this on Apple Music or even Spotify. All you have to do is search up the album AVP International, and she is track number 24. We're going to give you a little good snip and preview of that real quick.
Last week, we were trying to convince the world that we were actually royal. So I think it's why I ask myself, whatever happens to really good sex? The kind where your souls match and you don't question their truth or their lies. You just know that they treat you really, really good. See, I don't break through rib cages anymore. That became a very tedious chore because I put their pleasure before my own. They labeled me whore. So I had to do some spiritual protection, but don't get it twisted. I still like really good sex. I just needed to be healing first.
So you guys missing out, man. Y'all missing out. So if you can't get enough of Treasure right here and this didn't satisfy your soul, you definitely can go to her webpage, go on to the Music Apple, download that beautiful album. And definitely it's not just her with the great words. There's so many in that list. I listened to it, and I told you too recently when I was driving my car, I told you I'll listen to yours and others.
Beautiful.
And I tell you, just if you can just listen to a couple of those tracks, right in your car, chill out and vibe, I promise you it'll make your day. I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful having you onto my platform, and I just pray that this help you with all of your success and all of your dreams and just all of your beautiful moments of where you're gonna corrupt the corruption.
Crack it down. But I have people like you, and my boyfriend is an amazing supporter of mine. You see, he be in the room, but I'm surrounded by no choice, a mess. But that's why we moving. We getting a bigger space, y'all. I am surrounded by amazing people. My boyfriend is one. My best friend / boss, Sean Battle, is another. I am surrounded. Hey, my group on Thursdays, because it's getting real familiar. We are a family.
Yes.
So I'm surrounded by the grace of God by amazing people. Yes. And I think once you also do that, you find your tribe and your circle, there is no down. There's only up. So I'm super proud of that. Shout out to Newark Poetry Council, my other amazing group of people. Shout out to you, DJ. Like, you are amazing. Your support is another one that it's invaluable. And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for even asking me to do this. Like, this is crazy to me. Because it's always very humbling when people like what I do. Yeah. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're so welcome. And actually, I'm glad that you bring that up, because you guys, I'm officially going to be having a YouTube page. We're up, you guys. So yes, you guys, soon you will be seeing me upload my YouTube page, and this will be pretty much, you're going to be the last person of the Facebook Lives, but you are the new beginning of the YouTube Live.
Because I was like, we can do it again. We can do a redo.
So you guys, I made it official. I am doing the YouTube page. So hopefully sometime next week or even the following, but we're going to put God first. Once again, it's all in God's plan, but yes, the YouTube page is going to be launching very soon. Thank you guys so much for sharing and being in the time with me and Treasure. So definitely, you guys know what I'm about to do. I'm about to get in this poetry vibe. Watch this. Yes, DJ about to get in. My name is DJ. Yeah. And Treasure. We about to give you this love and this fire and desire. So we're going to get from the head to your toes for the amazing flow. And we're going to leave you with this zone. But before we do, we got to share the love and be blessed. Yeah. So definitely hug one another, love one another, and be awesome with one another. But most importantly, do poetry with one another. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Bye, you guys.